Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you guys are hanging on in there. Okay. Alright, so I'm back to give a healing message. So this message is going to be for the collective. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, then it just doesn't. Okay. Alright, so what I'm getting, you guys, at this time is still a continuation, okay, of growth and transformation, specifically when it comes to our thought process, our mindsets, okay? Keeping your mind clear, keeping your conscience clear, understanding why you are here, which is at the end of the day to hold the energy of light, which is love, okay, because that's what's needed at this time on this planet, okay? So definitely healing, still healing the mind is taking place. So there is definitely a situation in your life that you have right now that is challenging, or that could be challenging, okay, that is presenting a challenge for you. And it is one of the purposes for that situation is for you to learn how to still maintain a certain mindset to free yourself from it. Okay, as first comes the mental freeness. The mental freedom comes before the actual freedom. I think we've been doing it backwards, where we go for the actual freedom before the mental freedom. So it's like, it's almost, now I don't know why, I do know why, but just look at it like that. It's like we're reversing that. We're going for the mental freedom first, okay? All right, but let's see here. Let's see what's happening here, you guys. A healing message for the collective at this time. Give me 4 cards, please, for shuffle. Okay, so we have embrace the moment. Yes. Self-acceptance. Absolutely. Opportunity to forgive. Okay. And a man holding a coin. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have compassion as the overall theme. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Now listen, you guys, compassion, you know how I talk about compassion all the time, all right? But compassion is such a powerful energy to carry with you at this time, to work out of at this time. It's compassion, not only for yourself in dealing with whatever situation that I was talking about earlier, right? Whatever situation that you are experiencing right now, not only to have compassion for yourself, meaning while you're there, and instead of running away from the challenge, you're facing the challenge. Really, you're facing your own emotions about the challenge at the end of the day. That's what's really going on. You're really just facing yourself and facing how you feel about the situation. Okay, so really it's just you with you. You versus you. You is you and you. Okay? So compassion is the answer at this time when you're hearing this message, showing yourself compassion and the situation itself compassion. Because remember, specifically for those of you who are dealing with a situation where this is involving another person, okay, compassion not only is going to assist you, but it's going to assist the person. Because remember, the person that you're dealing with is also like going through, also needing some healing at the end of the day. Okay? Like, I want to say this, but I don't want to offend anybody, right? But I want to say this because it gives you a different perspective to look at situations. Okay? You have to look at situations like this, you guys. Okay? Like, remember, we are changing our mindsets. Okay, we are leveling up our consciousness. We are renewing our mind, like the Bible says. Okay. We are changing our mental condition because we have been conditioned to think a certain way about a lot of things, right? Specifically when it comes to ourselves. But we have been conditioned to think a certain way about ourselves. We are breaking that condition. We are changing that condition. Okay, now if you look at that condition as far as being a mental condition, because someone else has set the tone on how we're supposed to be thinking out here. specifically, like I said, about ourselves. Someone else has like brainwashed us or conditioned us to think a certain way. Okay? So, does that mean we have a mental condition? I mean, if you look at it, you could look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because someone has conditioned our mental. So, right now, we're not necessarily holding the most highest version, the most valuable version of ourselves mentally. Okay? So, you could look at it like it's a mental condition, right? So, what I was going to say was, not only like look at it like from yourself and not put that on yourself like that, right? But you know what I'm trying to say. But like specifically when it comes to other people, look at it like you're handling someone that has a mental condition. Because just as difficult as it is for yourself to change your mindset, trust and believe it's going to be difficult for others to do the same thing. Remember, it's not about like forcing people to change and stuff like that, right? It's about your overall influence. Your overall influence is going to change and influence situations naturally because you are changing and influencing yourself naturally. Okay, so right now is not the time to like look outside of yourselves and judge your situations. Okay? It's not necessarily the time to judge them unless you just absolutely don't want nothing to do with them and it's just absolutely, it just ain't going to work and that ain't it and that this is just, I know in my deep soul of souls that this ain't it. Okay, then guess what? Go ahead and do what you need to do to remove that situation out of your life. But for a lot of you, it's not about that. It's about not judging your situation right now. Because the goal here is in leveling up our mental. Okay? All right, let's get some cards on here. But compassion is going to be key. Soften your heart. That means come out of your ego for some of you guys. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all of the people involved, including yourself. Okay. Compassion is key at this time, you guys. Okay, let's clarify these cards, please, real quick. Clarify these cards, please, real quick. But like I said, compassion, listen, it's a superpower. Those that hold the most knowledge and wisdom at this time, I promise you, it's understanding that working out of the energy of compassion is going to get them so much further during these times, during these intense times, during these difficult times, during these very challenging times for some of us, right? Like compassion is what's gonna get you through it, like with more ease and more grace is what I'm saying. And it's gonna also influence the situation as well. Compassion, baby. Okay? Put it this way, it's like a difference of like, okay, let's just say if you break up with someone, right? And maybe there's a fear of you're not really sure of how this person is going to react or whatever. They may react in anger and, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care how they react. I just know I got to get out of here. Okay. You have a choice in like how to handle that situation. If you know that that person probably will not take it the best just in general, but definitely not take it the best if y'all get into an argument and you like say something out of anger or out of your ego. Like there's a potential like situation for that person to react in a way where they could be emotionally charged and it could be some type of danger or hurt to you. So it wouldn't be wise not to have compassion while you are delivering that news. You know what I'm saying? It's like using compassion in that way where you can see and you can understand like the whole emotional realm, okay, in dealing with yourself but especially with others. Okay? I may go a little deeper with that. I may do an extended version with the energy of compassion, okay? Just so that I can dive a little bit deeper and let you know how powerful and how influential that energy is, okay? All right, let's get some clarifiers real quick. Camera shuffle. Okay. So we have the Chariot, yes. The Ace of Wands, Information, yes. And the Eight of Wands. The struggles have been cleared. You can now move forward card, okay. And we have harmony in reverse. Okay, to go along with the theme of compassion. Here we go. Here's the first positive thing that can happen when you're working out the energy of compassion. You keep the energy of harmony around you. You keep the energy of harmony around you and within you. Okay, where things are like, you know what I'm saying? Balanced. Partnerships, strong unions, mutual exchange, compassion, harmony. Some of you guys, this could be dealing with a relationship. And like I said, I'll do an extended version, okay, to go a little bit deeper, specifically for those of you in a relationship or not. I just want to touch on how powerful the energy of compassion is. Okay, so that's the theme, bringing some harmony into your energy field. Because so some of you guys could be going through some challenging times. Some of you guys could be having a hard time with a specific situation or a specific person, or just a specific situation about a specific person. But whatever it is, it's challenging you in some way, okay, emotionally here. But remember, all of this is just playing out how it's supposed to play out anyway, in reference to us like leveling up our consciousness or changing our mental, our perspectives. Really, it's changing the perspectives that we have about ourselves out here on this planet. That's really all it is. Okay. All right. Current energy. We have embrace the moment with the Chariot. So like I said, it's not about running away, right? It's not about running away. It's about standing on top of that motherfucker while it's going, while it's moving forward. Embracing the moment. Okay, embrace this day, this very moment. Think positive today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. Okay, because remember what I said about others. Some mental conditions that's going on. How do you handle a person where you know that they have a mental condition? Number one, you're not going to be all tied up emotionally. You feel some type of way about it. You're not. When we know that, when we know someone has a mental condition, we're not going to be feeling some type of way about what they do, what they say, how they act, and what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if conversations need to be had, conversation needs to be had. But we're not going to be not going to be taking it all in like that. Okay? This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Wow. Beautiful. We're going to be seeing differently, you guys. Seeing a little bit more clear, more clarity. This is the Chariot. The Chariot is all about having your mental, right, like tied together. That way, right, you're able to really drive yourself, your energy. You have your dark side and your light side in balance at the end of the day. Okay, because let's not get it twisted. Even though I'm out here and I'm a light worker and I work with unconditional love and I work with compassion and all of that great stuff, this dark side of me, whatever's considered the dark side, that anger, protection, in that energy, if that needs to come out, if absolutely necessary, it is there for it to happen. So it's not necessarily going away. It's just like still being able to balance it. This doesn't need to come out on people out here that have mental conditions. Especially if my mental ain't already been conditioned correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger, I know, but like that's gonna free us when we have that bigger perspective. Okay, when I say free us, I say free us from feeling some type of way, feeling bad about the journey, feeling bad about, on the path in changing your mental. Okay, because in the obstacle position we have self-acceptance, okay, with the Ace of Wands. Now this is in a challenging position. Like I said, see, this is like the mental. The Ace of Wands is the mind. The mind at the end of the day controls how we respond, how we react. And if you look at the world, you guys, you can clearly see that. And you can clearly see that for the majority of the people, okay, based upon their actions and how they respond to things, it's just not the greatest. It's just not the greatest. And at the end of the day, it comes from a place of not really understanding how to fully accept themselves. Because once again, we have been taught to look for that outside validation, that outside acceptance. If I'm not accepted by the outside, then I ain't shit. But that means that my value is just not good. You know what I'm saying? Because the outside acceptance isn't there. So I'm telling you right now, your situations outside of you is gonna be bringing up that type of energy. It's gonna be testing you and challenging you on situations where you may not feel accepted. Okay? And really it's a judgment of self. This screams to me all day long, like, stop judging yourself. Please don't do that, okay? But it's okay. This isn't a challenge position. This is the energy that's healing overall, the self-acceptance. Learning how to accept myself regardless of what's happening, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how I'm feeling. Like, I'm learning how to accept myself first. Point blank, period. Okay? Now, how? In the focus position, we have opportunity to forgive with the information card. Okay, now this says, this situation, wow, that's funny. Again, this situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. And that's going to be different for all of us, okay? But this situation, like I said, whatever situation that's challenging you on the outside, it's not meant for you to run away. It's meant for us to heal, to grow, and release negative patterns. To heal with whatever energy that we need to heal. First of all, like I said, it's the perspectives that we're holding. The perspectives that we are holding are hurting us. So there's a need to grow and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. The opportunity to forgive. I understand this. I understand this message. Like, I'll connect these two when I do the extended, because this can go pretty deep as well. But I understand why it's paired up with information. Okay, because when you like let go, right, of the resentment and the hurt and the sadness and the feelings of why, or the feelings of just injustice in a way, you know what I'm saying? When we take our time and release that energy, it opens up room for clarity, for more wisdom to come in. You know what I'm saying? For more information, so that you can see better. There is again in this message, so that we can see better. See through situations. See beyond what's on the surface. Because whatever's on the surface is what's hurting, okay? So it's like we're going to a place where we can be able to see through it, see beyond it, okay? So forgiveness here is going to open up more information coming in to you. Like more, you're going to get more insights. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh. Which is going to free you. Like I said, it's like the perspective, okay? Now, in the same position, there's a man holding a coin with the 8 of Wands. So this could mean whatever for whoever. This is a general message. But for some of you, this is a man with some money coming in, okay? With the 8 of Wands, talking about freeing type of energy. Yes, this is definitely a man with like physical money coming in. Yes. But this is also a man that has also been on a journey in understanding what their worth and their value is. There's also There's also a freeness of a man. For some of you guys, this could be a relationship partner that you're already dealing with, and they had to learn a lesson about money, about worth, about value. And there is, because of your change, because of your influence in the situation, because of the level of compassion that you are displaying and will continue to display, it's actually going to be freeing somebody else. Lord have mercy. Who energy is this? Let me just clarify that, okay? Can I clarify that, please? Please clarify this man holding the coin and the 8 of Wands, please. I'm gonna shuffle. Give your relationship a chance, like I said, okay? This is coming from a feminine, like divine energy. Her influence. Wow. Service. I feel good when I can help others. This is bigger. I understand, you guys. There's a lot of and I know how difficult it is. It's like, you know, they say, well, you can't change anybody, right? You can love a person. Your love is not going to change nobody. No, your love, bitch. Sorry. Your love may not be able to change somebody. But we're talking about divine love. We're talking about the energy. We're talking about God's love for real. Consistently just being. Consistently being. Ain't feeling no type of ways about themselves. So therefore they're able to consistently be in divine God's energy. And you mean to tell me that's not going to have influence? Bullshit. Okay? Beautiful. I mean, beautiful fucking energy. I just imagine somebody walking down the street and your light is so bright. Like, you don't understand. Everything is going to be worth it. The energy that you are releasing right now, is painful and challenging, and as painful as it is, I promise you, it's going to be so worth it. Okay? So hang in there. Let's get a spirit message. Like I said, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on this compassion, because that's what it is. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Let's get a quick spirit message, you guys. Hang on in there. Okay. Beautiful. Whoever energy this is, listen. I'm gonna shuffle. Wow. Okay. Intincana, child of the light. Number 33, master number. Absolutely. Okay. Let's read a little bit of this here. Beautiful energy. I mean beautiful. Can I be your friend? Okay, so this says, there is a divine light that does not cast a shadow. Okay. Nor does it cast judgment, even though it reveals truth. A truth that is sometimes hard to acknowledge and requires that we change our ways. True divine light is healing. It is unifying. It brings hope and illuminates the way. Other sorts of light exist on this planet that are not so pure nor so helpful. What I just say? Exactly. Your love might not be able to do it. But we're talking about somebody that's holding God's love out here. Period. Sorry. Okay. These sorts of light may appear stunningly bright, yet in effect create separation and increase ego. Exactly. You know, what we hear out here online and stuff, especially if you're dealing with relationships. If they ain't this, or this ain't this, or they ain't seeing your value, if this ain't that, then you know, then hey. You can recognize genuine divine presence not by how dazzling it may appear at first, but by what your devotion to that divine light evokes in your heart and in your world. Absolutely. Trust your feeling over appearances. Move away from influences that create fear, negativity, or doubt in you. Yes. Reach out for which uplifts your heart. Yes. Spiritual protection is being offered. Refuse to be dazzled by ego masquerading as something spiritual. Anything that talks about separation at the end of the day. I don't give a rat's what type of energy you have. You know what I'm saying? Through your prayers and efforts, spiritual light has been accumulating on the inner planes, even though you may not sense that consciously as of yet. There will be intersection of events and circumstances in your physical world through which that light shall pour forth and manifest itself as grace. Continue with your spiritual devotion. There is something truly good to come of it. Absolutely. And yes, it is. The influence of your light at the end of the day is what it is. It's not what we have been doing that hasn't been working. It's the level of power we have behind it. Okay? Increase your power, boo. Alright, you guys. Well, there is a message. Thank you so much. Hang on in there. I'm going to do an extended version on this reading, so check out the description box below for those of you who are interested. Talk to you later.